What's up and good morning, guys? Welcome back to another video. You know, I realized in the last video of kind of tackling this little project, I didn't really explain things too well, nor did I show not quite finished product, but clearly, as you guys can see, I still need to go through and fill all the nail holes. And then in terms of top of this bench, and well, as you can see, it is still a learning experience as to how the shoe storage works here. And it doesn't quite fit size 13s, but we had a limited depth to work with, so it is what it is. But I'm going to either end up putting some type of upholstered top on here or like a butcher block style top. It's probably gonna end up being upholstered. I've got a really good upholstery guy that knocks out some really cool stuff for me. So that's probably what's gonna end up happening with that. And then for those of you worried about the door slamming into it. Oh, hey Gunner, what's up, buddy? A simple door stop on the hinge up there is going to solve that problem. Gunner, say hi to your fans on the channel, buddy. What you got? You got a football? You got a football? You ready to go play ball? You ready to go play ball? You're a good pup. Yeah, you're a good pup. So today, you know, I got a real hankering. It has been a while since I have moved some tires and wheels, and I can't think of a better day than today to go do that. I mean, clearly I'm being sarcastic because I hate moving tires and wheels, but we've got the stock set of Denali wheels over at Preston's we need to pick up. There's a truck over there we might check out, and then we've got to sort out maybe finishing this thing today. We got a lot of stuff to do today. Got work for orders that need to get out in the mail. Just another typical busy day. And I'm on the fence today about should I take the BBB build or should I take the old 7.3, because obviously the 7.3, the bed is so much lower, it's easier to load tires, but then the BBB, like, I built it to be a daily driver. I want to drive that thing. I love that thing. We're probably gonna take the BBB. So I must say, one of the things I like best about having this channel and having this platform is getting to share other people's stories, getting to share other people's builds. You know, not everybody has the opportunity to, you know, show off their build, tell their story, and a lot of really cool things go unnoticed that way. So one of the things I like to do with this channel is to kind of, I don't want to say spread the wealth, but spread the exposure, you know, and use this to be able to help other people to grow and share their story. Uh-oh. Tell me we're doing something cool to this thing. No. What do we got over here? This is some strange exhaust tubing bumper. That is odd packaging there. Oh, this is the cutest little trailer hitch I've ever seen. That thing is tiny. What are you gonna do with that? So, we've got the Denali wheels here. These need to come with me today. What's up, brother? Kendall?
How you doing? Yeah.
What's up, brother? Ryan, nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you too.
So, me and Kendall have been talking for a while, and we've been trying to arrange a day to take his truck out.
Oh yeah.
And as you guys know, trying to coordinate two people's schedules. I mean, one schedule's hard enough, but trying to get our two schedules to link up, it just didn't happen. But, you know, everything you guys have ever told me to do with my truck, Kendall does with his truck.
Oh yeah.
And he's got no problem taking this thing off-road, beating it, doing whatever he wants. I mean, he even offered me to, like, let me borrow it and take it off-road and beat it and do whatever I want with it. So I figured, well, let's highlight that for everybody that wants to see a truck that, you know, somebody doesn't mind doing that. Obviously, like, you know, I baby my stuff. I would cry if I saw a big old scratch down the side of it or something. But I can appreciate the people that actually take their stuff out, actually beat on it. You know, my 7.3, the reason I have that truck is so I could throw stuff in the bed. Oh, yeah. I could throw stuff across the bed rails. Don't care if it gets scratched.
Actually, I was looking for like an F350 crew cab with a Cummins in it, as well as one of these.
There you go. Well, so the reason or at least all my old trucks are Fords is because, believe it or not, out here, any GM truck, older GM truck, is actually more expensive than the older Ford trucks.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I looked around, and, you know, just being a GM guy, I wanted to get a GM truck.
Oh yeah, the crew cabs are getting rare.
Yeah, oh yeah. So, but I settled on the 7.3 because, well, there's a ton of them. Well, shoot, brother, tell us a little bit about your truck.
Where to start? So it started as just the cabin frame, basically. This bed is off of another truck. It's off a single cab. It has an 06 Dodge rear end, AM 11.5 inch, 4-inch exhaust all the way back. As you can see right now, the main reason I have it here is I have the good old-fashioned front drive shaft deleted.
Oh, well,
she's ready for SEMA.
From what I saw, at SEMA, you don't need drive shafts.
Exactly.
Just don't do burnouts and blow your rear drive shaft off.
Yeah, the funny thing is I was just driving normally. I wasn't launching it, doing anything, but
it happens.
Beyond that, it's a 95 P pump. It's got head studs, gaskets, fire rings, pretty much nothing else really. Full travel mod to the AFC. It has a turbo HE351 off of an 06 Dodge, the non-variable turbo. Makes
So,
like...
Did you do the swap?
I did not. Well, I helped do the swap. My buddy Wyatt Ladd, he's up in Alta, California. He did 99% of the work to this truck, which, good credit to him. He did what he could right, but unfortunately, like a lot of us, he's a diesel mechanic and doesn't have any money. So a lot of it, like some of the wiring is sketchy, as you can tell over here. This is just a Band-Aid fix for the wiring and starter and stuff like that. Gotcha. Most of that's just old GM wiring that I still need to hack out. That's what Preston's gonna end up having to do.
Ooh, they're gonna enjoy the fun of this one.
It runs, it drives, it's reliable. I've never had a problem with it, but it's a little bit sketchy. At least right now, it's a little bit sketchy.
Well, I feel like most of these old trucks are a little sketchy.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
it's almost kind of the enjoyable thing about it. I've said it in the past in videos that everybody that owns an old truck, there's little things that you either got to do to keep it running, to drive it, whatever it may be. And anybody that drives it, aside from you, you either have to educate them, you got to give them a little tutorial on how it works, or you just say good luck and then they call you in 20 minutes because something's not working.
Preston and Zach, they were looking at it and at 5 minutes they were like, yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a bigger project than anticipated. But yeah, she's a 95 P pump motor. I'm pretty sure out of a 3500, so like 180,000 miles on the motor. So it's finally starting to leak. The front main seal's going, timing cover gasket's going, rear main seal's going.
Gotcha.
I have a new clutch in the back. I'm doing dual fuel tanks. It's getting a whole bunch of stuff for my trip out to Florida. So
there you go.
It's going to turn into quite the project.
Well, so I've always wanted to put a Cummins in something.
You should.
I don't know why. I mean, I'm not a big Dodge guy. I'm not a big Ram guy. The reason being, I mean, the older Dodge trucks, you know, I'm a big mega cab dually guy, so I'll give them credit in that truck. The older Dodge trucks, you know, a little Walker Texas Ranger, it's kind of cool. But to me, like, the Cummins is obviously, like, that's where it's at. Yeah. If I had an insanely stupid amount of money, I'd buy a brand new GM truck, put a Cummins in it, and then made it up to an Allison transmission, and I'd be completely happy.
And if I were to ever swap this motor out of this truck, the one thing I'd put in it would be a 6.7, just because you can make so much power off those things for cheap, dirt cheap.
There you go.
In fact, I know a guy who actually put one of these P7100 P pumps onto a 6.7, and it's all mechanical now.
Nice.
That's some work though. You have to custom fab a bunch of stuff for the timing.
Well, and that's the thing. Obviously, as trucks get newer, swaps become harder, or I don't want to say impossible because anything's possible, but to retain factory look in the dash and all that stuff, it just becomes more and more and more impossible to do. So you're really stuck with doing it on these older trucks. I know there's a couple people that have made it newer truck dashes, newer truck, I think 6.7 swaps in like older GM trucks, and it is actually super cool.
I didn't want to have to keep the computer. I wanted to run everything mechanical, which you can do with these 12 valves. So there's no computer. It's all mechanically tuned. It doesn't smoke or anything. I'm not big on rolling coal at all.
Gotcha.
It's tuned for power. It's tuned to tow.
California appreciates that.
Exactly. It is smog exempt though. So the truck originally was a 6.2 diesel, and it's a 1982. So the cutoff out here is 97.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's good to go. The swap doesn't bother. The insurance doesn't care. It's fully insured, everything, with the value of whatever's in here, the swap and everything.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I've seen a couple of these trucks. I've seen a couple completed trucks with this exact setup up in Canada selling for upwards of like 30, 40 grand.
Well, nobody wants to do the swap. The swap,
exactly. The swap is what's the
if you enjoy wrenching on your truck, and you enjoy, like, you need that new challenge. I've seen a lot of people take it on, but it becomes a 2-year ordeal or longer.
Not only that, people assume, oh, it's 10 grand to drop an engine into a truck. It turns into 25, 35, 40 grand to do something like this because you want to do it right. Like, you can do it like this. I wouldn't recommend doing it like this at all. If you're going to do something like this, sit down, get all the parts, wire it correctly. The best way to do it basically is just strip everything out of it, get rid of the stock wiring, and just do it all from hand. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. So.
And that really means you got to buy a donor truck.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're buying a donor truck. Yeah, it's usually a wrecked truck or something like that, but you're still paying for parts on the truck you don't want. And if you got the time and you got the energy, you can go out and scrap and salvage and sell a bunch of the stuff. But my biggest thing, the reason I don't do this is, number one, I don't have the time or the energy to sit there, find the donor truck, part all the crap off the donor truck, sell it to make a little bit of money back, deal with finding all the adapter plates. So if I were to ever do it, I would have to drop it off at a shop and be like, hey, here's what I want to do. And even a shop would take a couple months at least.
I showed up at Preston's today expecting I was going to do clutch. I was going to have him do some gaskets and some other things, fix the steering. The steering's just garbage on it right now. And the estimate went from like 2 to 3 weeks to 1 to 2 months. So the amount of work that it actually takes to work on one of these things and build one of these things it's underestimated quite a bit.
I see you got some sweet newer headlights here.
Yes, I just actually put those on. These are technically for like a Kenworth diesel or a Kenworth big rig. They work great.
You know what you ought to do is you ought to replace the GMC seat with the Cummins
I was
seat.
thinking about it, but the way the stickies are on the back of it, I couldn't get it to stick to the seat. Here's another bit that needs to get touched. This side's totally fine.
Okay, well, I'm glad we came to this side.
The carpets are good, door panels are good, the speakers are mounted a little sketchy. Everything works, the dash is all complete, all the gauges work and everything like that.
Oh, and you got the sweet 8-ball shifter.
Right?
I like it.
I love it.
See, I like these older trucks without the headrests.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a cool look just to have the double benches, no headrest. You know what I love most about these old trucks? Is back in the day, they realized that the driver was actually the pilot. So everything is geared and shaped and angled towards the driver.
It's basically a Supra.
Right, well, whereas like the new trucks, everything's so far away from the driver and it's in a weird spot, it's not convenient. And that's what I like most about even like the Kodiak and the Hummers, and they all kind of have that same thing where all the gauge cluster, all the radio, all the controls that you need are pointed towards you. You know, it's all fun and games, and let's hear this bad boy fire up. Don't need no stinking front drive shaft. We got a tie down on that bad boy.
Makes somewhere in the neighborhood of like 450 horsepower.
That's pretty
Over
good.
1,000 torque at the crank though. A little bit.
I don't know about you're not smoking that much then. It definitely smokes a little bit.
It does a little bit, but unless you pop it into like fourth when you're going 20,
right?
Nah, it's fine. My end goal is I actually want to paint it Ford Striker purple. Yeah, and when she's done, you're welcome to drive her.
Nice, brother. Well, I appreciate that. I think the channel will appreciate that as well.
Cummins for sure.
Right? That's true. We don't really encounter too many Cummins on this channel.
No.
Nor have we Nor have we really driven too many. I mean, I think we went shopping at one point. I don't even know if we did it on the YouTube channel.
Were you looking at Cummins?
Me and my buddy went to look at a Cummins. That might have been like Instagram only. I don't think the YouTube thing was really a thing at that point. What's the best thing about these old trucks? There's your repair right there.
Yeah,
exactly. Look at that.
Good as new.
Nothing you can't fix with a big enough hammer. I swear, guys, I could probably make a compilation video of just me pulling in and out of Preston's shop to pick up tires. Drop the truck down so we can load it up. Well, actually, in a strange turn of events here, I actually agreed to let Preston's use those tires on customers' trucks that come in and they need to use them for alignments, as long as I get to store them here. So that takes one set of tires away from having to be stored in my house. I do not mind that deal at all. Zach, you are always looking good, buddy. Well, after a quick vehicle change, we're back to the old 7.3 here. I gotta finish up that stuff at my house, and I needed the work truck, obviously. We gotta make another run to Home Depot right now, which is gonna be impressive if we pull this off in 2 Home Depot trips. I know this was a fairly simple little home project, but I usually judge projects by the amount of Home Depot trips it took to get it done. All right. Oh, well, I guess we should probably roll that window up. The joys of not having a door handle means you gotta roll your window down. It's actually been a while since I have forgotten to roll the window back up after getting the door open. There we go. But now that we are back at the house, we'll step over to this box right here. Let's get all set up and try and really knock this little project out here. I wasn't planning on painting it today just because I don't feel like really masking everything off today and busting out the sprayer, but I think in the essence of just getting it done, we're just gonna sack up and get it done. All right, well guys, I have to say for the little bit of time that we spent on this, it actually ended up turning out pretty good. Like I said earlier in the video, I still got to figure out what exactly I want to do, if we want to do an upholstered top or what. But I have to say, I'm happy with the way it turned out. It was a nice quick little project. So with that, we're going to wrap up this video. Thank you guys for watching. As always, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please click the subscribe button now, that way you do not miss out on any future content. Don't forget to give this video a like, aka a thumbs up. Maybe we'll do like an old Cummins, you know, a Cummins-swap Ford, maybe. I don't know. We could have something cool coming for the channel, but we definitely do need to do some type of old truck build here coming up. Don't forget to check out workforapparel.com, because if there's anything you want in this life, you got to be willing to work for it. You guys are the best. Catch you in the next video. I'm out.
Damn. Yeah.